Kiddos, keep your minds clean. This video is for adults only. Viewer discretion is advised. Well, hello there, my friend. Welcome back. It is 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We are on the Gavin Fish YouTube channel. So this is when we meet. This is when we cut through the fluff. We cut through the sensationalism of true crime. If that's your thing, I'm glad you're here. Hey, we are continuing our coverage of the murder. I mean, it's a murder. It's a homicide of District Court Judge Kevin Mullins. He was 54 years old when he died. He was a district court judge in Letcher County, Kentucky, and he was shot by the sheriff of the county, guy named Mickey Steins. Now, we've covered this case pretty in depth. Today I want to talk about what his lawyer is saying about what was going on in Mickey's mind. Now, the reason that I want to do this is because of the new video that came out. We've covered it with Elizabeth over at Hillbilly Crime. She and I did a video on this channel. She and I did a video on her channel. We have covered the video, though we're going to watch it again tonight. And I've got two videos that I want to show you tonight that that have come out. Okay, the first one is a local news report from Fox 56 down there in Eastern Kentucky, and the second one is a video from Vinnie Politan Investigates from back in March, and it's a video with Jeremy Bartley. Jeremy and Carrie Bartley are the attorneys for Mickey Steins. You know what? Before we really get into it, let's do this, okay? I just want to give you the elevator summation of what happened here, okay? There are multiple things happening here. Number one, down there in Letcher County, Mr. Mullins was the judge, and he had a bailiff working for him, a guy named Ben Fields. Ben Fields was also a sheriff's deputy, okay? Ben Fields was in charge of the ankle monitors for prisoners that would go on house arrest, prisoners of the Letcher County Jail. So when Judge Mullins would give them house arrest or some kind of work release, it was Mr. Fields, the deputy, that did all that, okay? Mr. Fields, though, it turns out, had a little side business going on, and that was he was trading sexual favors for freedom. He would let the female prisoners, he would let them have special privileges like not putting on an ankle monitor if they would give him a quid pro quo that he was looking at. Okay? Now, one of those victims of his was a woman named Sabrina Atkins. Sabrina Atkins filed a federal civil rights lawsuit alleging what we just said about Mr. Fields. Once she had filed that lawsuit, the state of Kentucky took note and did an actual investigation with the Attorney General's office, and Mr. Fields eventually pleaded guilty to these crimes. Okay, now what does this have to do with Mickey Steins going in and shooting Judge Mullins? Well, the Thursday before that, or the Monday before that happened, that was on a Thursday. It was September 19th of 2024. Mickey Steins was deposed in the federal lawsuit. Now, the attorney representing Ms. Atkins and her co-plaintiff, Ms. Hill, a woman named Jennifer Hill, who is now departed. She is the late Jennifer Hill. A man named Ned Pillersdorf told me on this very program that Mickey Steins was behaving strangely. Now, he wasn't the one doing the questioning. He had a law partner or an associate in his firm that was doing the questioning. But he was saying that Mickey Steins was off. He was not the normal Mickey Steins. And he had had other lawsuits where he engaged with Mickey Stein. So he knew him. He knew how he behaved. But Pillersdorf says he was not behaving well. Okay. So then the story goes that the following Thursday, Mickey is starting to get a little paranoid. He thinks that something is going to happen either to him or to people he loves because of what he said at the deposition. Now, I have gone through that deposition many times, including today. It's long. I don't find anywhere where I feel like he slipped, like he gave any information out. I don't feel like I just don't feel like there's anything there. There's nothing there. There's no there, as they say, right? But apparently he was feeling like he had said something wrong. A group of people that knew what Ben Fields was doing and even engaged in some of the things that Ben Fields pleaded guilty to, allegedly, and alleged by Sabrina Adkins, including Judge Mullins. He thought that there was that he was unsafe, or the people that he loved was unsafe, specifically his wife and daughter. Now I think now is a good time to actually take a look at that 5-minute video that we went over just a couple days ago. But again, it's germane to this conversation, right? So here is, I think it's about 5 minutes long, 5 minutes, 42 seconds long, something like that. Mickey and the guy who just walked in next to him, who has his hand up in that lower corner, those two had been out delivering food boxes. He is a local preacher. He also works in the court as a liaison to get people that are sentenced to outpatient facilities for their drug addictions. He was in charge of getting their beds, okay? And it did look to me like they were having words, all right? And I wish there was audio here, but of course, Judge Mullins is over there. He's like eating snacks. He's smoking a cigarette. We've got everybody's backpacks and their things just kind of strewn about. Mickey looks agitated, and that's when he orders everyone out, okay? Everybody's like, oh, you want us out? Yeah, okay. We will go. So they all gather some of their things, not their backpacks and all that stuff, but their phones, and apparently they were expecting to come back in after Mickey takes a seat, right? Okay. You know what's funny is I didn't notice when Mickey put that phone down on the table, but this little edit that happens right here, I didn't do. Fox Digital did it. They're the ones who obtained this. Okay. Talking with Judge Mullins, you can see from his posture that maybe he's perturbed, he's upset. Something in his mind is happening where he just is not happy. He's not satisfied, right? When I look at Judge Mullins, to me, it looks like he's trying really hard to just be chill about things, to just go with the flow. He gets a little bit nervous later. We see now Mickey, I think in his hand, what he's doing right there is doing some kind of like FaceTime style call, because you can see when the image switches from an image to him to somebody else. And to me, that actually looks like a man that he's talking to. I can't tell. But this appears to be some sort of FaceTime call. Judge is, I don't know, drinking water, drinking coffee, eating his snacks, smoking on a cigarette. And Mickey is doing these weird things with his phone. All right. They keep talking. It looks to me like, I don't know, Mickey is convinced of something, and Judge Mullins is trying to convince him otherwise. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, we have no idea what they're talking about here, right? But that's what it looks like to me. Smoking on his cigarette. Here's Mickey looking for, I don't know, another call. Looks like another FaceTime. You can see him looking at himself right there. If you look at that phone, He's looking at himself in a FaceTime. Judge now is using these kind of hand gestures where it's up by his face. To me, that indicates that he is either stressed or tired. Maybe he's exhausted by the conversation. Maybe he's stressed because he's about to be found out. I don't know. Mickey's still looking at himself there like the person on the other line is not picking up. It just changed again. That to me looks like, and that's the end of that attempt. I think that's the one where he said he was attempting to contact his daughter. Remember, at this point, he thinks that his daughter and his wife are in danger. That's what he thinks. Now he's like, give me your phone. Judge reaches into his pocket. Here's my phone. Phone is unlocked. He opens it up. Now it looks to me like in his right hand he has the contact. I think it's his daughter's contact information, right? Contact card in his phone. And now he's dialing that number in Judge's phone. Of course, Judge is over there with his hand up like this, thinking, man, am I about to be found out here? I don't know what he's thinking. This is complete speculation, but I'm just reading this body language, right? So here it looks like he's actually speaking to his daughter. Like she picked up the phone. He spoke to her. It's a brief conversation. Judge is over there doing this thing again. Yeah, trying to remain calm. That's what it looks like to me. And that's the end of the phone call. Here's your phone. Now, this is the moment. Bang. He shows his gun. I'm going to pause it right there. He lifts up his shirt, tucks it in so his holster is out, his firearm is available to him. Okay. This is the moment, guys. This is the moment where all of us have a decision to make. And there was a good comment. I wish I would have brought it up, but we don't just have fight or flight. We also have freeze or fawn, right? There are 4 natural reactions. By the way, you will never know what your reaction is, nor will I. What your natural reaction is to somebody pointing a gun at you or brandishing a gun, unholstering a gun. We have no idea what our natural reaction is going to be unless we train. You got to train this stuff because as I understand it, Judge Mullins was somebody who carried. He was somebody who had a gun on him. But to me, he just freezes. All right, I'll continue it on. I think he's put his phone in his pocket. And now he unholsters his weapon. Whoa, Mickey. No, you sit down. Oh, I'm sitting down. Right? No, this is the time to fight, everybody. Like if somebody unholsters a weapon, locks a door like he's doing right now, he means to do you harm. If you don't train for this kind of stuff, guys, then, I mean, you'll never know how you will react in this case. But there's the judge kind of feeling like, I guess he can talk his way out of it. He's showing his palms. That's just a natural, like I'm no threat. And that is when Mickey does the deed. And Mickey shoots him 8 times. I mean, the judge is shot when this is, like he's on the floor. He is shot. I'm going to get out of here. No. So, and then Mickey Steins leaves. Okay. That was, I want to be able to track that to here, right? Then he leaves. It's not going to show right. Doesn't matter. Okay. So, this is the video that came out, 2 or 3 days ago. To me, it shows way more. Those phone calls are way more important to this thing because it's after he hangs up with who I believe was his daughter that he lifts his shirt, makes sure his holster, his gun is reachable. That's the moment. Okay. Now let's move over to here. This is Fox 56, local station. I need to move a couple things here. Okay. Man, I've got so many windows. All right, hopefully you guys can hear this.
8 months after Judge Kevin Mullins was shot to death in his chambers in Letcher County, a possible motive has been revealed.
An attorney for his accused murderer, former sheriff.
Hey, I recognize this is the volume is kind of low. Sorry about that, guys. You're going to have to turn it up, put on headphones. This is the volume at which the video came out.
Sean Mickey Steins says new surveillance footage helps explain why Steins pulled the trigger last September.
In this video obtained by Fox News Digital, Mullins is seen handing his phone over to Steins, a rumored but never before seen event. After looking through the judge's phone, Steins placed a call that went unanswered before allegedly standing up and shooting Mullins point blank, which killed him. Steins' attorney, Jeremy Bartley, told Fox News that Steins tried to call his daughter in the judge's chambers, but that the phone exchange had nothing to do with a relationship between her and Judge Mullins. Bartley claims.
All right, so I want to pause right there. I have been under the impression, and there were rumors from the very beginning, I was under the impression that he got angry because he found out about a relationship that Judge Mullins had with Mickey Steins' daughter. Those were rumors, and in this video we just heard that Bartley said that that is not the case. I still am not convinced on that. Not convinced. Though I am convinced that Mickey Steins did believe that his daughter was in danger. Okay, here we go.
Former sheriff tried to contact his wife and daughter multiple times that day because he genuinely feared their lives were in danger. Bartley stated this was because of alleged threats being made towards Steins due to what he knew about events that had happened within the courthouse. He explained the main concern centers around a civil lawsuit filed by Sabrina Atkins, who was sexually assaulted by former sheriff's deputy Ben Fields. Steins was named in the lawsuit as a defendant for failing to adequately supervise Fields.
Keep in mind, by the way, he is now no longer sheriff. He is not named on that lawsuit. That now the current sheriff is on that lawsuit. So it's really kind of funny that I think it's the lawsuit that was the triggering mechanism that started this whole thing, and now he's not even a part of it.
Also noted that Steins and Mullins were not good friends, saying, quote, "I think that their relationship was centered pretty much solely on their profession." We reached out to Bartley and prosecuting attorney Jackie Steele ourselves, but did not hear back.
All right.
Steins has pleaded not guilty and could face the death penalty if convicted.
I'm going to pause it right there. So what that just reported was that Jeremy Bartley said that they weren't friends. Now, it's very difficult to know for sure, right? But this is a small town. It's a small county. I have friends that I only ever worked with, but I'm still friends with, right? We were in a office together. We only ever interacted professionally, but they're still my friends. It is my understanding that the judge and the bailiff were friends. At least they were friendly, because Mickey was the bailiff for Mullins for about 10 years. It's almost a decade, or right around a decade. So I don't know if that matters, except that, I don't know, they did have a long-standing relationship. Not only the 10 years that Mickey worked in Mullins court, but also the two terms that he worked as sheriff. He also would have interacted with Judge Mullins. So I think they would have been friends. And I think it is important, because you don't just gun your friends down unless you believe that that is your only option, right? Okay, so now what I want to do is go over to this other video. And you guys, you know that if you want to get my attention, just put GF in your comment in the live stream. We're going to go over a lot of your comments tonight. But I want to go now to this video. This is from March 12th, I want to say. Let me see. Yeah, March 12th. So almost 2 months ago. This isn't breaking news, right? But I think it is very important for us to understand what 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 his defense is going to be, but also what he says his state of mind was through his attorney. So let's have a listen. Again, you're going to have to crank up the volume. I didn't have time today to normalize all the volume. Sorry about that. But here we go.
Is part of the reason,
Now this one's a little better.
one of the driving factors, the mental health of Sheriff Steins?
Well, we believe so. And one of the things that we've talked about from the beginning is the fact that the first thing he said to the investigators was, I'm concerned that they were going to take or have taken my wife and daughter. We believe that that Mickey believes strongly that his wife and daughter and family were in imminent danger. Now, we believe at the same time that the pressure...
Imminent danger, meaning immediate, happening now. The danger was real, and according to his belief, that it was real and it was going to happen at any moment. Okay, let me back us up about, 10 seconds or 5 seconds.
We believe at the same time that the pressure and anxiety and other factors that I'm not going to discuss tonight, we'll leave that for another day, but we believe that his mental health had been impaired and certainly was accelerated due to this civil deposition.
Again, I have gone through the deposition. Have I put that up? Have I put that up on Patreon? I'm going to put it up on Patreon. Okay. Oh my goodness. I've got so much to put on Patreon. I still have not done the Kirby Carpenter stuff. Tonight is going to be Patreon upload night. So those of you who are supporting me on Patreon, just expect a bunch of emails because I'm going to post a bunch tonight. But I will put the deposition, if I haven't already. I may have, but I definitely will do some Kirby Carpenter stuff. Anyway, I've gone through the deposition. There is nothing crazy in there. They don't ask about anything having to do with like what other people might have been doing in the courthouse. Ben Fields, they knew, had been doing stuff in the courthouse, but this wasn't. I thought it was a fairly benign deposition. It was almost boring. So, okay, let's keep going.
So when you talk about the danger, and this, I want to clarify this, is this actual danger that his wife and daughter were in, or was it perceived danger in the mind of the sheriff, which may be suffering from some delusional thoughts?
Okay, this is a good question, and I'm going to let Mr. Bartley answer it. But honestly, it really doesn't, to me anyway, it doesn't really matter whether the danger was real or he perceived the danger to be real. They're the same. Well, I mean, he would have to convince a jury that his perception was reasonable. But as far as a person's action, whether something is true or it is believed to be true by that person, kind of ends in the same manner, right?
Yeah, that's a great question. So basically, I think there are three options here. Because without a doubt, enough witnesses had interacted with him and heard him convey the fact that he was afraid that others were going to cause him or his family harm. So you basically have three options. One, there was no objective threat, and this is all a complete fabrication within his own mind, that it's completely subjective. The threat is completely within his own mind. And then the second possibility is that there was someone around the corner and he was only perceiving an actual and objective threat. So under the first scenario, then I think we are certainly being prudent in exploring his mental health. And under the second scenario, then there certainly is a, another element of the case. But I think there's a third option. And according to our investigation, what we've seen, I expect it will be that the truth is a combination of both. I believe there was an objective threat.
I'm just going to pause here. Mr. Bartley says he believes that there was an objective threat. We're again talking to about a threat to the daughter and wife of Mickey Steins. Now, lawyers will say what lawyers say, but, and I'm not disparaging lawyers. It's a fine profession. I do love good lawyering. But this is, I think when he says, I believe there was an objective threat, I believe him when he says he believes that. So to me, while I do think that Mickey was suffering from a breakdown of mental health, if we believe Mr. Bartley, then we also believe that the threat was real, right? Let me back it up just a little bit here. We'll go again.
The truth is a combination of both. I believe there was an objective threat to his family, but I believe that his mental health was impaired to a degree that it impacted his ability to perceive immediacy and, the imminent threat of that, the imminent nature of that threat, Vinny, as well as the magnitudes.
Okay, let me pause there, okay? Because he brought up two more things. He said he believed that there was a threat, but that Mickey's mental state made it less possible for him to understand imminence or immediacy and magnitude. So maybe the threat was not of such a high magnitude as to warrant the response that Mickey had, and maybe it wasn't happening now. Maybe the threat would come later, is kind of what I'm reading there. Kind of reading between the lines. Going back just a little bit, we're going to listen to this one more time.
And, the imminent threat of that, the imminent nature of that threat, Vinny, as well as the magnitude. So I think that certainly the third option, according to what I have seen, is the most likely facts that you'll see at trial.
And that's the end of the video. So I guess where I'm sitting right now, is I believe Mr. Bartley when he said that he believes that there was a threat against Mickey's wife and daughter. I believe that. I also believe it that Mickey believed or knew about the threat and believed that it was imminent and that it was such a magnitude that he had to draw his weapon. Remember when we had Ned Pillersdorf on, or was it? Yeah, it was when Ned was on, or when I was on Joel's show, when I was on Surviving the Survivor with Ned. He talked about this idea of a defense attorney putting up a defense that he called a time to kill defense. Again, a time to kill. Who wrote that? I'm blanking. Anyway, it's a novel made into a movie with the idea that basically, no, what the victim did was so egregious that the only reasonable thing to do was to kill him. Is that the defense that, or at least, or part of the defense that they're going to put up? I know that they're going to put up that he, had extreme emotional distress, extreme mental, a mental health episode, that he was, I don't know what word that they will use, if it's going to be legal insanity or legal temporary insanity or something like that. I don't know. But will part of it be him or the defense saying, no, what Judge Mullins did was so egregious and the danger to his wife and daughter was so great that the only reasonable conclusion that a person in his position would make is that it is a time to kill. I think that would be a good argument to a jury. And keep in mind that the defense wants this trial of Mickey Steins. I should show a different picture of him. Mickey Steins, they want it to happen in Letcher County, where all of the citizenry has seen this video, right? They all know what happened. It's not a whodunit. It is he did it, but why did he do it? And is he legally responsible for it? They want that in Letcher County, which I think is probably not a bad idea. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I've been talking for a while now. It's been 30 minutes. I'm going to just go over to my, and by the way, let's check that out, guys. Our community continues to grow. 121, 111. My goodness, it's so awesome. Okay, we're going to go over to your comments here. Those that have GF in them, I'm able to see. Let's see. Striving for Titus 2, Gavin. Is the judge's phone still connected when it's put back on the desk? Let's see here. Wrong button. Let's see. Okay. I'm just going to pause it so I can kind of go through it. He gets the judge's phone. He makes the call. He's got it up to his ear still. I'm just going to let it play from here. Got it up to his ear. No, it looks like it gets turned off. That's what it looks like to me, but that's just me. Okay. Rena Rubles says he's used to never being held accountable, so he didn't believe anything bad would happen to him because it never has. Are you talking about Judge Mullins there? Like, it is kind of a small place, kind of. It's definitely a small place, and he held some power in that place. Kevin, if the daughter was saved in the judge's phone under a different name, Mickey could have figured that out by typing in her number, and that contact would autofill in. If that dawned on him, maybe he snaps. I think that, yeah, it's possible. I think Mr. Bartley has said that she wasn't saved as a contact in his phone, but I don't have that video to prove it right now. 8 times, that's overkill, right? Well, I mean, it definitely shows a seriousness and a deep desire to finish the job, for sure. Yeah, crazy. Was the phone on speaker? To me, it looked like it wasn't. Like when he was doing the FaceTime thing, that did look like, obviously it would, like if we go back to the FaceTime part right here, Judge Mullins would hear that if it connected. But the part where he calls on the judge's phone, I don't think that was on speaker. But I don't know. Maybe it was, and he just kind of held it up to we can't see. It's tough. Yeah, sorry that volume was a little low on the first video. I didn't have time to bump it up. Gavin, I feel bad for the gal who brought this lawsuit in the first place. Hope she doesn't blame herself. I think the only person to blame for this mess, well, I think there are multiple people, but they definitely include Ben Fields. Sabrina Adkins, to me, is a hero. She said the hard thing. She told somebody the hard truth. And she's been raked over the coals for it. I mean, when we go through the documents, guys, crying out loud, there is so much of them just basically inferring that she wanted it, that it was a relationship that she wanted, not that it was a power imbalance and abuse, right? Crazy. Nick the Booksmith, still wondering if they've had a lip reader try to decipher what the judge was saying in the video. It's so hard to tell. All right. Keep going down. Samantha, Gavin, if you go back to where Mickey had both phones, you'll see that he was going by his own phone to call his daughter on the judge's phone. Yeah. So, and we're actually at that place right now, right? Like in his right hand, it looks like that is a picture that's a contact card. We know from Elizabeth that his daughter has dark brown hair. So I'm assuming that that is the daughter. As we move forward, he will put them both hands into one hand, and it looks like he is inputting the number on the contact card. Yeah. All right. Sissy Young, I think he called the pastor while sitting in the judge's office. It looks like the person he's talking to was wearing a baseball cap. Okay, so that would be before this. Let me go back a little bit to where he's FaceTiming someone. Let's see. So that he's looking at himself. I think this is the second time. We need to go back to the first time. Like, I think he's trying to FaceTime his daughter at this one. Let me go back just a little bit. Yeah, to this one. Yeah, looking at that phone, man, it is so hard to tell because it's such low resolution. I wonder if he is speaking to the preacher there. He's not looking at himself there because you can't see the bookcase behind him. I've got a sneeze coming on, man. Woo! Excuse me. Great comment, Sissy. I hadn't considered that. But looking at that right now, it's hard to tell. Really hard to tell. All right, scrolling down. Hyatt says, Gavin, am I the one that told you about Steins being afraid for his family? I posted it on a Facebook page for you and sent you the article. Why did the judge have his daughter's number on the phone? You may have been. I received lots of things. Possible. But I don't think the judge had her number on his phone. I don't think so. Iona says, does anyone know if his wife and daughter family support him and stand with him? We're talking about Mickey. I don't know. I think they've been trying to keep a very low profile. Super charismatic. It makes me wonder if someone might have made some offhanded comment that wasn't intended to be a threat, but could have been taken that way by Mickey. It could be. Steel String says, I'm more and more convinced now that him not being able to get a hold of his daughter made him think that she had been taken or worse, and he was getting a father's justice. Again, the a time to kill kind of sentiment there, right? What did you do with my daughter? I haven't done anything with your daughter. Maybe that is what was happening. Possible. Great comment. John Grisham. Thank you, Shelley. It was Grisham. Thank you. Mooney knows, you guys. Mickey's daughter. All I know about Mickey's daughter is that she is a juvenile. I don't know her age, and I would really like to keep her out of it. I'm not doing a very good job. Oops. Garth B. Nutt or Garth B. Nutt. Garth B. Nutt. I don't know. I have a magnifying glass looking at the phone, and I do believe the person had a hat on. I will take a closer look. I mean, it's possible. Maybe he's talking to the preacher there. Oh my goodness, you guys are good sleuths. Mama Nina Cooks. Gavin, if you look at the guy in the chair closest to the window, he kept looking at the other guy nervously while the sheriff was talking and closed the door. Okay, we're going to go back to that. You know what's funny? I was telling Elizabeth this last night on her show. When we're watching this video, it's like we have to have segments. We have to have it all segmented off into a grid. And let's just look at this part of the grid for 5 minutes. Then let's look at another part of the grid. Okay, so I'm going to pay attention to the guy in the khaki pants dressed in black here. See what happens. Just look at that guy with his arms folded. He also is a community liaison that works with the preacher in the hat. They are looking at each other, or he's looking at him anyway. He looks over. back and forth. Everybody out. Okay. I guess we're going out. Yeah, could be. Could be Mama Nina. Mama Nina cooks. Okay. Yeah, good comment. Oops, just refreshed. Okay, the preacher's body language is very interesting. Hand on hip, leaning on cabinet, waiting for sheriff to confront the judge. He walked out with the rest, but not in a hurry. All right, now we're going to look at Preacher Man. Only keeping our eye on the man in the baseball cap with the Love Thy Neighbor shirt on. All right, he saunters over, got his hand on his hip. He, too, is looking back and forth between Mickey and the man in black. I'm going to start calling that guy Johnny Cash. Going back and forth, nods his head. You're right. He isn't in a hurry compared to everybody else. So I go, okay. Off we go then. Great comment. Frog Wizard says, why did everyone leave the room? Because Mickey was like, okay, y'all out. That's what happened. Mullins may have turned his phone on via thumbprint. Yeah, it's possible. To me, it looks like it was he didn't have a code on it, which kind of interesting to me. Sandbaby Stitches says the judge was so smug as Mickey addressed him that was only adding fuel to the fire. I don't know that I can tell smugness. But he does seem pretty nonchalant right here, right? Not even looking at him, eating snacks, drinking either water, coffee, smoking a cigarette. He's definitely talking to him here. He's just not making eye contact. He's looking down. Yeah. Gavin, if you don't mind, I'm going to plug Hillbilly Crime. Guys, Hillbilly Crime is a great channel. I love Elizabeth. She lives there in Letcher County. She's done really good work on this case, but she's done good work on other cases too. So definitely go check her out. Just search Hillbilly Crime. You will find her. She is awesome. All right. I just refreshed again. Sorry. Okay. Going back over here. Extreme Blonde. Blonde to the extreme. Why do you think they saved this last segment of the video for last to released? It's out of order. Maybe this segment means something because of the phones. So this is what I think, Extreme Blonde. And yeah, I'm looking at you. Extremely Blonde. I think this video may have come from the defense. I think it may have come from the defense. I think that all the other videos that are kind of out there, they feel like they came from the prosecution. This one feels like it came from the defense. I don't know. Chloe Gould, he was playing mind games. April says, Gavin, I'm a former CO. I can read a scene. This is very tense. Yeah. I mean, the hand up on the face like that, to me, is an indication of either stress or guilt. But, I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know anything about it. Monette says, why aren't people talking about this case, especially the people that were in the room just prior to the shooting? Yeah, there's one video that the preacher made saying, y'all need to stop rumor milling and stuff like that. Other than that, I haven't seen anything from any of the others involved. I think maybe, I mean, they work in the legal system. Maybe they are just, maybe they're just used to zipping the lip. In fact, it's shocking to me that the Bartleys, that specifically Jeremy Bartley, talks so much with the media. I reached out to him, by the way. I did that earlier today, seeing if he wanted to come on the channel. I would be shocked if he did. I mean, I'm just a piddly little YouTube channel. But if he accepts my invitation, we'll definitely have him on. Super Charismatic says, Gavin, the judge is still eating snacks. That man seems completely nonplussed. Yeah, or he's trying to feel casual or appear casual, like he's not worried. Maybe, I don't know. Mooney knows. Mooney knows. Guys, believe Mooney. Mooney is what Rufus is to Bill and Ted. Mooney is to Gavin. Dave Clifton. I first thought Mickey handed the blue notebook to the preacher, then slowing it down, he did lightly tap him on the way around. Let me go back to that. Let's see if it'll... Yeah, it does kind of look like there's blue in his hand, but no. And it does look like he taps him. Yes. Like to get around him or something. I don't know. Extreme Blonde says, Gavin, all those in the room will be called as witnesses. Yeah, I'm sure they've been deposed already. April says, also, I'm an honor student in college and I'm specializing in clinical psychology. Well, we need people like you, April. Grateful for people like you who work in that field. Gavin, is there any volume to these videos or any other videos prior to this? No. There's no microphone in the chambers, only video. Yep, big nope on the audio. So, I mean, what do you guys think? RJG says, Gavin Preacher will be a key witness, but will he be truthful? He quickly came out with a mental illness spin. Who told him to do that? Higher ups. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just came to that conclusion. He's got to be crazy if this happened. Yeah. We need lip readers to tell us what's being said. Yeah, lip readers with magnifying glasses on low resolution video. And yeah, Extreme Blonde, I think it was released last because it came from the defense. I think they just got it through discovery and they released it. But that is just my speculation. All right. Guys, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this case goes. I am hopeful that more stuff will come out here. I have reached out to the attorney, to the office of the attorney who is prosecuting, and have put in a freedom of a public records request. I can't remember the name of the law in Kentucky, but I have put in a public records request, and I'm hopeful that I will be able to get longer videos, because I think Fox News or Fox Digital edited this video down, and I'd like to see the whole thing. A couple more comments before we go. I don't want to belabor this, but real quick, just a couple more comments. My observation is the judge must not normally smoke in his office. No ashtray on his desk, using a cup, so he is stress smoking right now. I actually think I see an ashtray on the windowsill, like underneath that lamp. I think that is an ashtray. But I mean, maybe he normally smokes outside. Bayou Baby 225, Gavin, I feel Mickey was scared for his daughter that Mullins had his eye on her. Maybe that was it. Wow, yeah. Maybe the imminent danger was that his daughter was going to be the next victim. Mickey knew Mullins was involved in the courthouse SA and didn't trust him. Also, work friends doesn't equal friends. Yeah, I guess not necessarily, right? Can I zoom in on the phones? Here, we're going to see a little how the sausage is made here. Let me do this. We're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. All right, so we're going to get it there. All right, let's zoomy. I'm going to go back to, actually, let's go to this one here. We're going to pull this up. We're going to bring this down a little bit. Let's look at this one first. I need to. Here we go. I need to stop messing with it. Just let it play. He's going to reach for his phone here in a second. Then let's just see what. Okay, so this one looks like he's starting a FaceTime call. You can see that that is him. He is in the major window, right? The main window. So when the call connects, he should shrink up to the top, and the receiver person on the other end should fill the screen. Let's real quick, while we're doing it, I mean, we might as well really do it. Let's bring it up closer. All right. Okay, he takes it to his ear. It's still him. Okay. Whoa. All right. To me, that doesn't look like a baseball cap. To me, that looks like somebody with a goatee and brown hair. I'll keep playing it here. Or no. I can't tell. Cuz then it looked like kind of an obese woman. Okay, so he hangs up on that one. All right, we're going to have to, let's see, we're going to have to, this is funny. All right, let's zoom back out so we can see the phone. We'll just keep it there for now. Phone turns off. This was a good suggestion. All right, phone's up again. Let's pause it. We are going to zoom on in on it. Let's look at it about there. Should I look at it about like that? Here we go. Okay, so he's on like a home screen. That looks like call history maybe. Okay, he's on FaceTime again. That's him. Yeah, I think this one does not go through. Yeah, so it ends, doesn't go through. All right, so now what I'm going to do, well, let's see what happens here. All right, I think he puts the phone down again. All right, so we are going to, oh, hold on. Let me pause it. This is where, come on, Gavin, you need to be able to pause it. Let me hide this so that I can get to my thing. Okay, this is where we want to zoom up, right? All right, so I'm going to, all right, let's blow it up. About there. All right, we're going to push play. It's just so grainy. I think what he's doing is he's got his daughter's contact number below. Oh, let's go back there, because it doesn't appear that a name comes up on top when he hits send. It appears to me that a number is on top. But let's look closely and I'll get ready to pause it. Yeah, to me that looks like a number, not a name. So it's like his daughter's phone in his hand on his right. His left hand is holding the judge's phone. He's dialed the number that is in his contact information for his daughter. I don't think that's a name up. I mean, it could be, though. Could it be? Could it be? Whew, so hard to tell. Oh my goodness. Wow. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I'm going to let this play the way it is. Let me fill up the screen for you guys. I think he's talking to her. I think she picks up the phone. And then let's see what it looks like when it comes back. He just hangs up. That was actually a fun exercise, but now I need to hold on. I need to get it back to where it needs to be. So that we can have the whole video again. Because we were really zoomed up there. All right, so that's there. We are going to do this. And then we're going to pull on back, and that'll be the whole video. Okay. There, we're back to normal. Hope that was fun. I hope you guys liked that. Oh, now there's a whole bunch more comments. Goodness. Pooh's 1963. Has it been said that the judge was part of the essay of the women? If so, then maybe Mickey Steins knew and his family was threatened. It was said that he was part of. It was said by her, by Sabrina Atkins, that she had seen a video of the judge with a girl. That's what was said. I'm going to pause this here. We don't need to. Okay. If they left the room because Mickey told them to, then why did Mickey close? I know, it's weird. He closed the door before he said get out. If he was telling them to leave, why wouldn't he open the door? I don't know. I do not know. It didn't make sense to me either. Bayou Baby 225, Hillbilly Crime said it's a gossipy town. Maybe someone had been putting things in Mickey's head. Could be. Can you imagine what it smells like in that office? I imagine it smells very smoky, the smell of tobacco burning. The guy sitting down, was he sitting there before they went to lunch? Is it the same guy? I think so. I don't have that video queued up. Striving for Titus 2. Gavin, everyone needs to get past the smoking. It's not a big deal in the area. Everyone smokes everywhere. I know. I get it. It's just that there is a dissonance. Like, everybody knows that you shouldn't do it. And so it just feels weird. Now, also, I know that I shouldn't be drinking a big gulp every day. And yet I do. So, like, there's no judgment. It just feels weird. And I don't know that I'm going to get past it. I'm a pretty judgy guy when it comes to smoking. I really am. But anyway, Super Charismatic. I thought it looked like an older woman with gray hair. I think you're right. Like, when I paused it at first, it looked like a dude with a goatee. But when I then played it, it did look like an older woman, like a slightly chubby one. Tracy talks a lot, but it looks like he was FaceTiming someone. I have so many questions. Yeah, he did get a hold of someone. I think that's clear. Somebody talked to him on FaceTime. RJG, Gavin, it would be interesting to know who is in the other room. Mickey shut the door twice for a reason, later locked it. Yeah. Teresa, dude with a mustache. Gavin, he might call his mom to ask if she knows where the daughter and wife is. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, maybe he's calling his mom. Look where his fingers are. He's taking a selfie. I didn't notice that. Patty says Elizabeth is fun to listen to with her southern accent. Yes, indeed. Living in the hollers. She said she actually lives within driving distance of Butcher Holler, which I think it'd be fun to visit one of these times. Oh, could it be Mickey's aunt that he'd been staying with? Could be. Yeah. Kristen says, you said the FaceTime looked like a heavier set woman. What about the lady that left in a hurry when Steins came into the office and demanded it didn't look like her. It looked like an elderly woman. I don't know. Elizabeth might be able to tell you who the elderly woman was. Yeah, I should talk to it. I should talk to her. Find out. Bonnie liked my new opening. It's either a number or a long name. Jeff, the judge's phone did have a passcode on it. He types it when he picks up the judge's phone. Oh, okay. Looks too short to be a number. Yeah, so many. I mean, it's just, that was a really good, that was a good suggestion to zoom up. That was fun. I liked it. I maybe what I should do is I make a video. Maybe we can do this tomorrow. I will just make a video that is zoomed up that follows the phones. It just keeps the phones in the middle and we can watch that together. How's that? Should we do that tomorrow? Let's plan on doing that tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to look at the phones the way we just did, but I'm going to have it prepared. Okay. So if that is something that interests you, please come on back tomorrow. In the meantime, tonight, I will be uploading. If I haven't done the depositions, I think I have. If I haven't done the depositions, I will. I'll definitely put up the Kirby Carpenter stuff tonight. Okay. I have a transcription of the preliminary hearing. And by the way, let's go back over to your website. If you, this is germane to the conversation. This isn't just a shameless plug, but if you click on this, that will take you over to the fish tank on Facebook. And I wanted to show you this post that I posted. This is Jeffrey Spence coming out of a hearing where his attorney made a motion to dismiss the case. Of course, that motion was denied, and trial was set for September. Whether or not September is the day that the trial will happen, September 23rd, I think. I doubt that it'll happen that day, but I got these photos of Mr. Spence coming out in his Crocs and orange jumpsuit and shackles. So if you're following that case, which I am, please join us over there. What happened? Please join us over on the fish tank, because we have lots of fun over there talking about true crime. Okay, with that, guys, I'm going to bid you adieu until tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. We're going to go over the phone again. We're going to see if we can figure out who he's talking to here. It might be a short one tomorrow, but man, I'm glad you came tonight, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Till then, take care of yourselves. Good night. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.